Welcome back to Verb One, and I'm your host, Big Verb, aka Scale_Nation on Twitter, man. I want to thank y'all for checking out the channel. This is your first time checking out the channel, man. Rocking with us, man. I appreciate that. And if you've been rocking with the channel, man, I appreciate you staying down. And y'all know I've been going through some things. It's been COVID. Everybody been going through some things. I ain't have it though. But check it out. We're talking about today how pitiful the Miami Dolphins fans sound today. They sound horrible. Not just today, but the last couple of days. You guys got to be real with yourself. This firing of Flores was the inevitable, not because he didn't do a good job, but because the promise that Chris Greer made to Mr. Ross can't be fulfilled with Flores. You got to understand one thing, and one thing is very important here. When Flores was brought in, drafting Tua was not even involved in the situation. Picking Tua had nothing to do with Flores. Flores came for the guaranteed money and to run the defense. If you think with your brain, you already knew the first year was for Flores to figure out his defensive roster. Chan Gailey was supposed to work with Chris Greer and get whoever they were going to get, but it was really for Gailey and Fitz to make another run. Gailey was supposed to be over all offensive affairs. He did not clock out because Tua wasn't ready because he didn't care. He came to work with Fitzpatrick. When they first forced Flores to bring in Tua, that was Gailey's curtain call. Not because Tua wasn't ready. It was because he didn't come here for that. He came here to play, run with Fitz, and do his thing. But when you force it in his hand to play with Tua and all this other stuff, making this man bring in Lynn Bolton, forcing this man to play, that's when he said, I'm done. It was a partnership. Flores was never here to run defense. He was never here to do that. All these guys with these fake narratives about, oh, Flores wanted this guy. And that. Flores didn't care. As long as he got a couple defensive pieces to do what he came to do, that's all he cared about. Use your brain. And the guys making up Tua and Flores beef. Of course they're going to beef when they lose. That happens in every ball club, every team all over the league. You guys are making something out of nothing, man. Flores was here to run the defense, and when Tua comes in and plays what he plays and does what he does, which is dink and dunk and set his platform up to throw deep balls, he needs to do that. If he's not doing what he needs to do, guess what that is? That's working the defense entirely too hard. You had a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, you came in with a dud of a drive. Of course that man's mad. The team, you held the Titans to 17 points going into the fourth. Of course those guys blew the doors off and doubled it up to 34 after they got tired. This is a free agent running back. These guys were holding these guys to 14 points. This is the number one team in the conference. Two, if you're not going out there making no points, of course this man's upset. All he's doing is shutting this team as tight as he possibly can. If you were putting points on the board, making Tannehill throw the ball instead of allowing them to run. If you was putting pressure on them by scoring, then Flores would have been able to predict more of what they were doing. They would have been able to put Tannehill in jeopardized position. They couldn't do that, so of course Flores was pissed. I was pissed. Y'all saying that Flores didn't do a good job. You cannot be serious. This man won 7 straight games with nobody as offensive coordinator. He did it with straight defense. You guys are talking about him wanting Herbert. Who cares who he wanted? He didn't have a call in that. He came for the guaranteed money and to run the defense. Greer could not get this man an offensive coordinator. They knew this man didn't have a Rolodex full of awesome offensive coordinators. He was a freaking equipment guy 14 years ago, working his way up. He worked up to Belichick's highest grade, which is defensive coordinator, and when he got paid, the man's time was up because everyone could see that Flores had no control. Greer is not going to bring in Peterson. He's not going to bring Peterson in, so Dolphin fans, get it out of your mind. This is first being broken here on verbal warning. He's not bringing in someone that's going to tell him, personnel, this guy he doesn't need, this guy he doesn't need, because then Ross won't need him. He's going to bring in somebody new who's looking green, who he can have the final say over, who he can say he has more experience over. He's not going to bring in a Super Bowl champion head coach. He's not going to bring in a guy who's going to tell him like Aaron Rodgers, who he does not have any leverage over, who's going to tell him that sucks, this guy's no good, get this guy in. He'll be gone. Greer's not going to go after anyone that's bigger than him, that Ross looks as a bigger candidate than him or knows more than him than Ball. So guys like Flores, guys like Kellen Moore, he's going to go after guys like that who are green, who are young, who don't have the long resume, who will surprise him if he knows a defensive coordinator. He won't even go with guys like that because he doesn't want to lose his position in the Dolphins franchise, guys. again, Chris Greer failed this man. He pulled the rug up under Flores, but I saw it coming. If you ask anybody that know me, I told him Flores is gone. He's going to take his guaranteed money. He's going to be all right with it, but Greer knows no offensive coordinator is going to tie themselves to Flores and Tua's inconsistent, uncomfortable, out of control relationship. It's totally out of control. It's piecing people together and giving people titles and making people stand in front of a microphone and explain things that they have no power over. When Gailey saw that Flores had to take the blame for bringing Tua in, and Gailey didn't even work with Tua with the playbook. That's why Tua didn't know it, because he didn't expect to play Tua. Tua came off a hip injury. But of course, Ross and Greer, they're going to milk the cash cow. They're going to bring in Tua. And now everybody's in a shitty position. But my man Flores did a great job. Shout out to Coach Flores, man. This team is sturdy. The foundation of this team is sturdy. The defense is sturdy. They got to bring in guys that know what they want to do, but it's all about if Greer's going to go ahead and let someone who knows how to do this thing do it, instead of patch guys. This guy, you run this department, you run this department, but he's the head guy on to the news. And Ross is just watching these press conferences, listening to Omar Kelly and Cam and all these other newspaper ask these players and these coaches all these uncomfortable questions, and he's making his decision on that because he's not asking them himself. Same thing why he gave McCain this big advance, this financial advance, because McCain said all the right things in the press conference. Then when they went on the field and he needed to play certain things, he couldn't do it. But it's all good. So, guys, keep it locked right here, man. Dolphin fans, relax. Stop all the fabricating and all that, man. Stop it. Flores did a great job for us, man. We back. Fins up, baby. Here we go. Verbal Warning Show, Scale_Nation on Twitter. Bam. Goon.